Hello again. This is the implementation of the factory design pattern. Now, the example of the factory design pattern will be a vehicle factory. Let's see how are we going to do it and why we need it. I will first, as usual, create the main class for factory main. Yeah, there's a typo. And we're going to create two different classes, two different objects, one for car and the other for bike, and there will be a factory. So the example of the factory design pattern will be vehicle factory. Now I'm gonna need an interface for both car and bike because they are both vehicles. I can take advantage of the inheritance mechanism or polymorphism mechanism in Java language. So let's keep this vehicle interface here, and I'm going to create two classes, one for car and this one will be an example of vehicle, just like that, and there's going to be a bike. Now they are both vehicles, but they have these different properties. For a car, you will have the private integer of doors count. Let's keep this as simple as we can. And there's going to be a constructor for the car which will take the doors count as parameter. Okay, let's take a look at the bike. Now the bikes are different. They don't have doors, but they could have private string values for front tires and rear tires. Okay, you can have different types of tires in your bike. That's how it works. They will result in different tractions, and I will give you the example. Now let's create objects of these two classes, like this equals new car with 4 doors, and bike equals new bike with the hard option front tire and soft option rear tire. I'm a MotoGP fan, but I can say hard tires and soft tires will have different tractions, and you can have different options when it comes to bikes. Now, in a classic traditional way, you can have two objects like this, new car and new bike. But I know both of these are actually subclasses or vehicle implementations of vehicle. So I can have one vehicle factory to create both of these objects for me. And why would I need that? Because maybe these objects might be too complicated. They might require too much, specification. Now a bike doesn't have just hard and soft tire. They will, vice versa, the car will have lots of different properties, details, motor or something. Now if I create a new class for vehicle factory, I can actually produce those two objects here. And I'm going to take advantage of one feature in Java programming language. Let's see how. Public static vehicle. I know I have the vehicle interface. It will return me either a car or a bike or any other type. Build vehicle with these parameters. Let's see. This will be an example of the car class, and I will give the parameter of the C, and it will need a doors count. Doors count. So that it can instantiate a car, vehicle, new car with doors count given parameter. and it's gonna return me the vehicle. See, just like a factory. I'm telling the factory to produce me a car with the given doors count. It will create the object and return it to me. And just like the car, there will be a public static method for build vehicle again. Now this is method overloading. For the sake of simplicity, it will be class of bike B, and it will have two different parameters for front tire and rear tire. String, yes. Now just like the car, this method will return me the bike, vehicle, again vehicle. This time it's bike with hard and soft. You see, all the implementation logic will lie in here. Return vehicle lies within the method. Let's see how am I going to use that. Now I have the vehicle factory to produce a car for me. I can say vehicle factory dot build vehicle. Now I will see two overloads for both car and bike, and whenever I want to call the car, I will give the parameter for the class of car and the relevant doors count. And I'm gonna have to cast it to car object because it will return me the vehicle interface. And just like the car, I can call the vehicle factory again for bike class, bike dot class, and the front tire to be hard. I made a mistake, and the rear tire for soft. Again, cast it in the build vehicle. These two will be the front tire parameter and the rear tire parameter. Okay, the vehicle will take you, vehicle will force you to give the relevant information, the properties of the object. You have to provide the relevant information for the class, for the object you are creating, and the rest of the business logic will be implemented inside the vehicle. Now that's why you would have a factory design pattern. The example of the design pattern is a factory that could produce a car and a bike, which are totally different types of vehicles. For the sake of testing, let's print out the properties of the objects. Public void, let's say get info. Okay, the bike has plus front tire, rear tire. And for the car, public void get info. The car has doors count plus doors. And just like traditional method, I have two objects and I can call get info on both of them. Bike that get info. See, the car has 4 doors, bike has hard and soft tires. Well, there's nothing much special about the implementation of the get info method, because the real idea of the factory design pattern is to implement the complex business logic inside the factory. So that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.